What's up, savages? This video is going to give you something that you can implement in your first meeting when you're meeting with prospects and customers so that you can allocate your time accordingly, win more deals, make more money, and take control of your destiny. And what I'm going to teach you about is how to think about prioritizing and running your time for strategic deals versus simple transactional deals. And what I want you to wrap your head around is this concept called checkers and chess. Now, why do I use checkers and chess? Because when you think about a checkers board, there's only one or two things you can do with your pieces, right? Just move forward and jump and go diagonal. But when you think about a chess board, there's multiple pieces: the knight, the rook, the bishop, the queen, the pawn, and they all do different things. And there's a lot more strategy that goes into it. And when you think about what it takes to be a world-class checkers player, the bar is much lower than it is to be a world-class chess player. Because grandmaster chess players can think 15 to 20 moves ahead. And that's what I want you to think about for your enterprise deals that are complex and there's a lot of moving parts. But what I don't want you to do is have a grandmaster chess mindset in your checkers deals. Because newsflash, a big way that sales reps lose deals is they overcomplicate the sales cycle when it is a simpler solution. So it's not just about thinking, knowing how to think 15 to 20 moves ahead. It's knowing when to apply that skill. And that's what I'm going to teach you about today. So that in that first conversation that you have with your prospects, you can quickly identify through these 5 factors I'm going to share with you where this deal falls into so that you can have the right mindset going into it. And then after that, then I'm going to quickly share with you the review, reflect, and evolve approach so that you can improve going forward and implement what I'm showing you. So let's dig in. The 5 factors that go into helping you quickly determine whether or not a deal is a checkers or chess deal is the above. Now, keep in mind, these are best practices. Just because something checks all 5 boxes or 3 boxes or 2 boxes in one way or another doesn't automatically bucket that. Think of these as guiding principles to help guide your decision, but it's not absolute, okay? So what I'm going to share with you is what I like to think about as a healthy threshold, aka once a deal passes this threshold, it's probably going to fall into the bucket as more strategic or enterprise type sales, but it doesn't automatically mean that. The first is average deal size. I think a good threshold to think about is 50K. 50K is sometimes a little lower, but when you think about, whether that's ACV, annual contract value, ARR, annual recurring revenue, or just annual revenue that a deal brings in most cases, once you get above the 50K threshold, you're gonna move into a more chess deal versus a checkers deal. So that should go into your mindset to help you wrap your head around that quickly. Number 2, products. Once you get into the multi-product type of sale, then that's gonna quickly add complexity to the solution. Whether you do solution sales, right? If that's how you do it, if it's enterprise, platform sales, however one you describe it. But at the end of the day, if there's multiple SKUs or multiple products that are involved in an evaluation, that's typically going to add complexity to the evaluation process, which means it's going to fall more into that chess mindset for how you think about approaching the deals. So where checkers deals are typically reserved for point solution, single solutions, doesn't mean it can't be a big deal, but if it's a single SKU and it solves a single problem, that's usually going to fall more into a simpler sales cycle. So that's products. Next is stakeholders. Stakeholders are the people that are involved in evaluating and make a decision to move forward or not with your solution or product. And when you're selling a checkers type deal, usually you're only selling to 1, 2, maybe 3 stakeholders, but usually just 1 or 2. And that's going to help you understand, all right, if I'm under 4, then I'm going to be most likely selling a checkers deal. But if I get to 4 or 5 above, again, general rule of thumb is, all right, there's a lot more variables here, which means there's a lot more risk that can happen in this deal, more people to win over. And because of that, my mindset's got to shift to more of a chess mindset versus a checkers mindset. Next is the process. When I'm running a checkers deal, usually the process is more linear, which means it's, one thing happens, next thing happens, next thing happens. It's very straightforward. But when you think about when you're selling a complex, chess type deal, there's moving parts all over the place. There's moving stakeholders. All these different things can come into play. Now you're still moving in the same direction, but it adds a lot more complexity to it. So because of that, there's a significant amount, more research, preparation, deal prep, deal planning, thinking multiple moves ahead to help you win the deal. This is a big reason if you're ever thinking about, increasing your income as a sales professional. A big reason why enterprise sales reps typically make the higher commission levels, have the high six figures, even seven figure incomes, it's because they get comfortable running these very complex deals that have a lot of stakeholders in it, multiple products in it, and then of course have a very high ticket amount, high value for the deal. And then last but not least is length of the deal. And what I like to think about, a general rule of thumb, is once you get above 90 days, then it starts to go into more chess. Because when you think about time is a massive factor in terms of deals getting across the finish line. So you've probably heard the phrase, if you've been in sales for a bit, time kills all deals. So the more time that's in a deal, that means there's higher risk by default, because it's a longer cycle. So what if something's over 90 days, that's generally going to tell you that it's probably going to fit under some of these other buckets, but not all of them. So these are the 5 factors that go into determining quickly your mindset on approaching these deals. These are best practices, but remember, you don't want to think you're like a grandmaster chess player when you need to just get a deal across the finish line in 2 weeks, right? Because you're going to overcomplicate and lose the sale. And then on the other side, you don't want to oversimplify the sale when this is a multi-stakeholder complex solution, okay? So what I want you to do to take action against this and actually implement it so you can improve and win more deals yourself is reflect, review, and evolve. Number 1 is reflect. I want you to sit down and take inventory of the deals that you've been running. Are you running chess deals? Are you running checkers deals? Run them through these 5 criteria and objectively assess where you believe that they fall. That's number 1. Then number 2, after you reflect and assess the buckets of where they're falling, then I want you to review how you actually ran them. This is where you can sit down with your manager or a peer or just do some honest self-assessment and think about the deals that you're running. If you're running deals that are only chess deals, are you running them all like chess deals? Or are you running them like checkers deals? And vice versa. Are you overcomplicating your checkers deals and running them like chess deals, right? That's going to help you understand whether or not you're in line. And maybe you're going to do this. You're going to say, hey, I am thinking 10, 12, 15 moves ahead with my deals and their multi-stakeholder complex enterprise solution. Fantastic. Then this should just increase your confidence you're doing the right thing. But this is going to help you assess really where you're at in terms of your mindset approaching these deals. Okay. And then last but not least is evolve. Leverage this so in your first conversations with your prospects, you can quickly understand, okay, this is a checkers deal. This is how I'm going to run this. This is a chess deal. That's how I'm going to run this. And that's the whole goal of your takeaway here, is so that you can flip the switch of what mindset you have for the deals that you run. Because at the end of the day, time is of the essence. And we only have so much time every day. So by you having the right mindset, that's going to help you maximize your productivity every day. So I hope this is helpful. My name is Justin J. Johnson, founder and creator of the Beautiful Savage Sales Academy. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Use this, implement it, go burn it down. I'll see you in the next video.